Club NGMI.
We are so glad you made it. I had to cut off Trey. Trey was on a rant about something that's happening.
Yeah, I don't even remember.
And I just had to get it started, get the show going. So here, we'll just keep that up. Okay, everybody? Just keep it up.
Oh, it's down. It's down only. Look at that. Babs TA down only. Bailing. Looks like it's going to 0.
But that's look at the chart. It literally just keeps doing this. There's a pump up, dump down, pump up, dump down. Like it's very consistent, at least.
It is.
Like it looks like a good time to, if you want to buy ape, do it right now.
Is that financial?
I think we should actually start in the talk of the town, Babs, and that's Dolce & Gabbana.
Yeah, that was amazing.
I genuinely do want to talk about that, though.
Yeah, we should.
This drop was so bad. First, it was on Polygon, so you needed Polygon WETH to buy a 1.224 Ethereum for a stupid something. It'll give you a bag and a shirt, and if you hit a rare, you can get a hoodie. This is what their big deal was. But so you send them 1.224 ETH, right? And first the site doesn't work, and then it starts working. So you send it off into nowhere, and then you wait, and they manually are sending everybody their NFTs on ETH mainnet.
The best part of it was when they were like 100 in, and they were sending it with like 31 Gwei, and everyone was like shitting on them, like, you got to speed them up. What are you doing? And then in the Discord, they're like, does anyone know a safe way to batch transfer NFTs? It's like, how did you not plan that ahead of your mint? And I think I checked last night, and they were at 1,800 through 3,500 sold. And that was a full 24 hours they've been doing that. Like, it just insane that people plan these drops and don't plan it out well enough in advance to figure out how bad it's going to go. Right. Like they're trying to save people $10 of gas when the cost to mint that thing was $4,000, right? Like, do you think people care about spending $50 of gas on ETH main if they're already spending $4,000 on your stupid NFT? Like, it was all waitlist. Like, what was the point of the Polygon mint?
I genuinely have no idea why they did the Polygon thing. Even better than them sending it low Gwei, which I understand. Then they just started hammering Gwei. They were sending these to people at 400 Gwei. They were sending it 500 Gwei. It was so stupid. It was absolutely the worst. And so you go and you're looking at the price action, like, I'm like, I don't know. I minted when they were literally 23 in people's wallets. And then I eventually got mine and dumped it. Thank God. Outlaw finally got his this evening. So it's the longest, dumbest thing. So if Ape Land costs less than a Dolce & Gabbana, whatever the hell it was, I'm going to be disappointed. It's got to be more than 1.22 ETH. That's crazy. So, Iceman, we're taking requests from the crowd now. Are you guys going to talk about the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial? I'm actually not following it, except for what you mentioned, which was about Amber pooping in Johnny's bed. I'm not familiar. Anybody know about that trial or following it?
My roommate's in law school, and he can like watch major trials and get some sort of credit for, like, I don't know, education or something like that. So I haven't talked to him about like the ins and outs of it or whatever, but he's been like sitting and watching that trial for like hours. So he thinks it's cool because he gets credit to watch like what is essentially like a reality TV show.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that.
Yeah, I've seen some videos and stuff from it. Apparently, her lawyer is just asking some really dumb questions, and Johnny Depp is like firing back with jokes at it. It's pretty funny. There was something about like, oh, like you could fit cocaine in that box, right? And Johnny Depp looked at it. He was like, I mean, yeah, probably. It's just like stuff like that. It's like Trey was saying, it seems like it's out of a TV show.
They like brought up one of his like associates or something like that, and they were like, have you ever seen Johnny Depp partake in drugs and alcohol and all this stuff? He's like, yeah, I partook with him. It's just like they're just like, it's almost like a joke.
There you go, Iceman. Feel free to put in the super chat I don't even know. I don't think we can do super chats
think
even. We're now taking tips. We'll take
Maybe
tips
not, like,
in either
80
Ape or
subs or
Doge.
something, I think, before we can do chat. So
That's true.
like,
That's true.
subscribe the video.
That's right. We're close to 1,000. I mean, we've been chilling right at 900 for a long time.
Yeah.
We need to do a giveaway or something. Get the simps.
Oh yeah, I'll get us up right away.
That's a good.
Yeah.
Thank you for the reminder. We actually do have a giveaway tonight, but it's an
Oh,
in-store giveaway. We're doing XG. We had him on last week, and he's doing his Infinite Objects giveaway today. So it's only for holders 1 through 20. So we'll spin that wheel.
Yep.
I was at the gym when that was going on, and then I get back and they're all gone. So yeah, I'm not a holder. I'm embarrassed.
Wow.
You hate to see it.
I know.
It was fun. I enjoyed that. All right, let's get down to it. Let's talk Ape Land, I guess. So, Lou, what was the big news that dropped this evening? I don't want to mess it up because I was being a dad.
On Ape?
What? Do you know the specifics on Ape Land, like an ape coin? And
Oh,
Yuga?
yeah. So basically, the other side meta, which I thought was interesting in general. They came out. The account existed before ApeCoin existed, which I thought was interesting. But yeah, so other side meta put out a post tonight that basically on Saturday at noon on otherside.xyz, they're going to have the ape drop, ape only for purchasing on the land. There is going to be only for people that KYC'd. So we wondered what KYC was for. Apparently it's for this, and it's essentially whitelisting you onto it. If you did KYC, you don't have to own an ape to participate. But if you own an ape or a mutant, you get 1 land free, but you can't mint additional if you didn't KYC. And then, yeah, it's going to be Dutch auction. We don't know what the starting price is yet. And as we showed earlier, ape price went up to about 20 and is now back around 18 since that news came out an hour ago, 2 hours ago. So
Do we know the supply yet? So like, I don't think they've told us like any specifics that way yet, right? Like we don't know supply. We don't know how many quotas are in this batch. Like what's with the secrecy? Give us some info.
yeah, technically they haven't.
But I know it was on the leak deck, but yeah, like I don't know if we can trust that, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure if we know that the 200,000 plots is an accurate number or not, if this is going to be 100,000 of them. That's the part that, it's back up green. That's the part that I think is interesting if they change. Because like you said, this coda thing, if you have a 10% chance of a coda, now people are assuming codas are going to be like 10 ETH floor if you get one, which is crazy. But I mean, the dogs are finally 15 ETH. Took them, 8 months? Like all of a sudden they doubled in price. So
I think 10 ETH is probably low even, right? Like
if there's not many of them, yeah.
If there's only 10,000, I think they'd be higher than dogs, right? Like, especially if only half of them are released in this batch. So say there's only 5,000. If they're only doing half this batch,
yeah.
Like what's the floor? 25, 20, right?
And
like,
isn't this? I hate this word, but isn't there actual utility with coda? If you believe there's utility with land, aren't they tied into the metaverse land somehow?
I was just gonna ask what the utility is, because like if the codas look good and have utility, like, I mean, they're definitely gonna be past dogs. But I mean, at what point do you start 20,000 mutants? I guess that they're kind of tied to the land though, so it's hard to really peg what they're gonna be worth.
Yeah,
the one thing
I can see them being better.
The pitch deck made them look stupid. Like I thought they looked like if you're into that kind of cute little creature thing meta, like maybe, but I thought they looked stupid. So like putting that aside, I don't think that matters that much. I think they might have utility with the land, and obviously it should be worth more than dogs probably, right? So that's kind of like the appeal to me for the Bored Ape Land is the chance at a coda. Like I'm kind of bearish on the whole 100,000 land plots thing. Like I think it's going to be a good flip. Like I think you're crazy not to want to mint these. But But do I want to hold these for a year, 2 years while this game gets developed? I don't know. Not really. Like, I'm not super bearish on that. I'm bullish on the idea of flipping these, which I think everyone is, which kind of makes me a little nervous, but I'm more bullish on the idea of potentially getting a coda, right? Like,
Yeah, but I think this is a little different than normal stuff that people are like looking to flip, because I also think if people say mint these at 2 ETH and it's 1.5 ETH 2 days later, they're not going to just straight up try to dump and get out of it. I think they're more likely to hold it longer in that case. I think that's going-
Eric Z in the chat asked what a coda was, and
No one
that got
knows.
me to a website called theboardapegazette.com, which apparently exists. So we now see what a coda looks like and know that boardapegazette.com exists.
It reminds me of Zed Gazette, to be honest.
That's probably where they got it from.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Is that the
Zed
only
Gazette-
picture we
no,
have?
there's
of
picture in
a
the slide.
coda? Like,
There
seriously?
was pictures in that leaked slide deck. They were just like still pictures, but there was
That
some
was
of
that
those.
one
If-
was from the trailer, the one you
That's
just
the
showed.
trade. Yeah, there was some in the leak slide deck, like little still images, but they kind of look
Yeah.
like little. They kind of look like imposters almost, but less cute.
I was gonna say that.
Like less, like kind of more monstery alien versions
Yeah,
of
different-
imposters.
the eyes
almost.
aren't
Yeah.
seen.
Kind of a similar situation to like beans. It almost seems like if they have utility, great, but they're not gonna. People are kind of accepting on beans that they're maybe not going to be their favorite. Like it's as far as aesthetically pleasing. So I don't know. It'll be the whole utility on secondary projects is definitely going to get tested here in the coming months. That's for sure. There's a lot of seems like there's a lot of projects coming out now.
Our
Yeah, there you
executive
go.
producer Pump Skull found a tweet with some images of codas, apparently.
Yeah, like that doesn't. They don't do much for me,
those
but
aren't
like
bad.
that won't matter. Well, like.
But wait,
I guess
no, Ethereum Tyla says they are more visually aesthetic than
Yeah.
BAYC.
Oh, I guess. Yeah.
They're kind
Yeah,
of
I
different. I,
disagree
don't know.
with
They're
if you
different.
like,
They have more.
if you
They have
like
more
that
detail.
style, I guess. But like,
Yeah.
I don't think they'll make good PFPs unless
I'm
like they
concerned of that
change them, right?
because like there's too many traits. It looks like one of those.
But again,
there's
it
There's a
goes
lot
back
going
to-
on for sure.
It goes
There's a lot
back to
going on.
do we
that
care about
top
that,
one-
right?
That top one
No,
on the
because
left
this
is-
one, as we mentioned before, we're talking about utility attached to it. Like, I don't think people are going to necessarily use these as PFPs. Let's say you don't have any asset from the Yuga universe at this point in time. If you got a coda, would you use one of those as
Maybe.
your PFP?
I would. I think people would. It depends if they have like what they look like when it shows up in your wallet, right? Like, is it PFPable or is it just like imposters don't to me look like great at PFPs? Like, it just doesn't fit right. But if they edit the image to make
Just
it
gotta
look
zoom in.
okay, yeah. So maybe they zoom in and they
Well,
give you
yeah.
a zoomed in image, right?
Those look like something that would be more easily integrated into like a game or
Yeah.
something like that.
Exactly.
I don't know if that even makes sense, but that's kind of how I looked at it.
Oh, that
Whereas
would be
Bored
good.
Ape,
I also
no.
like the idea that they're found on the land. So it's I know we use this a lot, but it's beautiful Ponzi-nomics or like beautiful network effects within the game, which is you have to buy ape to get the land. You get the land. Then because you get the land, you get the coda. So look, all I do is I buy a little ape and then I get land and I get another NFT. It's great. I love, and they have how many more happy customers? They'll have at least a few thousand lifetime fans. So
And
I
then
think it's
wait
great
until
that
those
just getting more
codas
people
can
in.
breed. They're probably going to be able to breed with each other, and then you get more codas.
Isn't that
beautiful.
basically Yuga's whole thing right now? Like, it's the perfect pyramid scheme. Like, it makes everyone, no one wants to sell. Like, when's the last time selling was a good idea? So like now everyone thinks you should never sell. So anyone wants to buy in are buying in because, hey, look at all these guys getting rich from never selling. I want to be like that. Like, it's they're geniuses the way they have it set up right now. Like, no one wants to sell, everyone wants to buy in and never sell. I don't think this can last. Like, the world doesn't work this way. But we'll see. That's a different conversation. Short term, I think lands a smash just because of all those reasons. The market's froth, blue chip meta, Yuga sucks out all the oxygen from the rest of the market. Like I can't see these losing short term, which again, it's going to take all the attention for this whole week, right?
Has
For
anyone
sure.
looked at what the market cap for Bored Ape Yacht Club ecosystem is going to be like after?
It's
Its
gotta
top
be
happens,
like
it is going
$1
to be stupid high.
So
I feel like after this 100,000, even if it trades at like, even if it trades at like a what 1.5 ETH, like it's going to be insane.
Okay, since it's a Dutch auction, let's do the guessing game of what it sells out at. Say they started at like a high enough price. What do you
Talking
think?
in ETH terms?
Yeah, say it in ETH terms, right? Like, what would you guess? Say it starts at 4 ETH.
I don't even know. We don't even have anything to
like
benchmark this against. We've never seen
1.25 to 1.5 is my guess.
Yeah,
I think it's going to sell higher than we want. Is the problem?
It is going to sell it higher because everybody's like, "Oh yeah, 1 ETH is a fair price," and there's no way that Bored Ape Yacht Club branded stuff is going to. I mean, maybe the KYC, plus it being an ape changes that. I think it might a little bit, but I mean, if this was available to everybody, it would be going way over an ETH.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a poor, as we call them, then are you dropping $5,000 on one of these? I think it almost goes against the whole point of this drop, in my opinion. Like, it's just a rich get richer if it sells out at $10,000 in US terms each. It's just it's unfair to those other people who aren't a part of it. People are just going to hate the apes even more than they already do. Like, I don't know.
I mean, if Yuga was concerned about making it fair and not making as much money as they possibly could, they wouldn't make it a Dutch auction, and they would have made it like 3 per wallet that KYC'd. They do not give a shit about the poor people. Like, let's clear that up.
Right.
They're here to make as much money as they possibly can.
Or because this doesn't really seem like this. If they're gonna pitch this as we're gonna like expand our ecosystem, and let like the normies get in or something like that, it's like, come on, I mean, maybe a few people get in, but not at the proportion or the scale that you're like hyping it up to be.
Yeah, it's so limited too, because all those normies who, we have ape on Coinbase. You think those people who only have ape on Coinbase don't have a MetaMask wallet? They're not going in and KYCing. So they just bought ape for like literally no reason. It's so weird how that part of it works out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I listened to that interview with the Yuga CEO, and she kept mentioning like, oh, she wants to expand. She wants more people to come in. It's like, well, I'll believe that when I see the max per wallet and the supply, and the Dutch auction starting price. Let's be honest. This is a free market. This is them trying to make as much money as possible. I don't blame them, because that's what businesses do. But let's not sugarcoat the situation here, right? Make it seem like they're the best NFT company looking out for the little guy. Like, they just want to make money at the end of the day.
I just don't. I'm still struggling with the token side of things. Like, they have a long lockup still, as far as their initial allocation. They're locking all of this, however much ape, up for a year. So how much do these individuals have in ape that they're able to dump on this incredible Ponzi they're building up of locked coins? Because they have it's so many locked. It's crazy now. So I don't know. My initial thinking was that the founders would be able to dump their coins pretty soon, but no, they're still locked up for a long time. So I don't know. Ape might be up only at this point.
At least, well, for the next 5 months and 29 days. Yeah, until the VC, because the VC's unlock is 6 months from now, right?
It starts then, I think. I don't think they unlock the whole amount then, but I think that's when it starts.
Yeah, then it's linear.
Yeah.
It's so funny that they locked this entire sale of ApeCoin up until after the VC unlock happened. Like, you'd like to think they would at least let themselves sell some of it.
I don't understand the logic behind it. Like, aren't you trying to make money to build this metaverse, and you take it in ape to lock it, but then assuming a year from now it's going to dump harder. So like, you're not making as much money if you would have done this land sale in ETH, right? Like
it's got to be to like hammer home the
Ponzi-nomics.
ape. No, well, maybe, but like the ape, the usefulness or the utility of ape being like this metaverse coin that's going to be used all across Web3 and in this. So they're like, I think by doing this big, huge sale in ape, they're probably not making as much because they can't sell it right away, but it's like establishing the ape coin as like this coin that everybody's going to start using. It's almost like building a brand for it. I mean, that's the only thing I can come up with in my head as to, because like you said, Babs, it doesn't crash, there's right? No other
at least in short term. By the time they start the game, if they're locking up this much more, then the price of it shouldn't be able to crash as hard.
And I think the next land drop was supposed to be before the the first unlock period, like per the pitch deck. Like I think the other one was supposed to be in like August. Is that right? Like, so probably just before all the coins start unlocking. Because I thought it'd be a weird situation. Weird situation if they do another land sale and the ape starts dumping because all the unlocks start happening and all of a sudden the land's in cheaper ape than it was before, right? Like that part would be weird.
What was the percentage that they lock? I guess we don't know what it's going to lock up yet because we don't know what the Dutch auction is going to start at. But I thought I saw something that was like, I mean, it's going to be a ridiculous amount of, it's going to be over like 10% of the circulating supply, isn't it?
I think the math, people said if it was 70K at 300, then it was like 7.6% of the total supply.
I'm a little off on that.
It's still, that's still
a lot. Yeah.
A meaningful amount. Those numbers seem right. Like they just said, like I could see 300 ape being the final price.
To Pump Skull's point, maybe the reason that they're doing this lockup is for that narrative. For it's not a security, it's a utility token. We don't even want to touch it for a while, so we're just not going to deal with anything related to making money off of this coin right now. What these people are doing, I don't know what they're doing. They're pumping it up. What do you want me to do? And then they're going to be able to dump their coins. Oh, God. I just want this week to be over with. It's going to be a very long slog to get. It's the only narrative that people are going to care about right now. It's the only thing people want to talk about.
Our bags are in trouble for the next week, I think, or 10 days even.
And someone early on in the chat even mentioned like, hey, are you guys minting Ronin, which was Ragnarok, which is this week, which is a really hyped mint. I'm really excited about Ragnarok because they actually have a game. That was part of their whitelist process, was to play their game. But now it's just the sun of Yuga Labs is just engulfing everything.
Yeah, like
is it now that they limited how many people can actually take part in this? Do you think people are going to say, oh, I had 3 ETH ready, I'm not going to be able to get this anymore, let me go buy an imposter?
No, because I think they're either saying, hey, friend that KYC'd, I'm going to send you 3 ETH to mint for me, or hey, I'm going to wait and buy that land with my 3 ETH after on secondary, right? Like, I don't think people are moving on from it yet. They'll move on from it 10 days from now, maybe, but not yet.
Then shouldn't we be buying ape if we have the ability to mint and just max mint? If it's going to be frothy secondary, then
I would be doing that. I mean, I think if I was KYC'd, it seems like, I mean, this is one of those situations. It's Bored Ape Yacht Club. I think it's just one of those, you don't overthink it. You just buy it and you flip it after, because it's like
it'll be buyers.
Your process was right. So yeah, I mean, if I was KYC'd, I would probably be buying ape right now.
Yeah. Not financial advice to anyone out there, but I'm probably going pretty hard at this land. I just think if you're gonna mint something, like what are you waiting for to mint if it's not this, right?
Well,
that's why I was giving that comparison. I was like, if you're not minting 3 ETH worth of ape, not buying ape, then you have to mint, buy something on secondary right now instead.
And anybody that didn't KYC, but at the same time also in the last few weeks is like built up or has like ETH set aside for this, to Babs's point, is 100% just hitting up their friend and being like, hey, mint for me. But I have access to a bunch of people that it sounds like would mint for me. So it's just one of those things where if you had the motivation to go out and buy ape, and then this news is like derailing you. I don't know how many people this is actually going to derail from actually buying.
Yeah. Imagine buying, like 10 ETH worth of ape and not KYCing, huh? Imagine anyone do that? What a fucking idiot.
Tony, what an idiot.
Oh,
so
man,
so
yeah.
let's get on to the KYC topic, because Trey didn't KYC, but he's happy enough to have his lemon sweatshirt sent to directly to his house. Like,
Right.
What's your thought process on that one?
That's a little different.
That is a little different. I guess I don't know if
but I'm gonna
lemons
bug
like
you.
had but I guess it. Look, if they would have said it was for land at the very beginning, I probably would have. It was the whole way they went about it, I think, where it was just like, this is annoying. We don't know what it's for. There was like this mystery surrounding it. So I guess like I kind of just drew a line in the sand and said I'm not going to KYC for something I don't know what it's for. Even regardless of how much they're hyping it up, saying you won't want to miss this and all that other bullshit. Like, no, I'd like to know what it's for before I KYC. Because I like to think I take it somewhat seriously, but obviously it like I'm doxxed for the most part, so you could probably find my name if you really wanted to.
Can we fud that fact that they never told us what it was for? Now that we know what it's for, like, what was the reason for not telling us? Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
it's annoying.
They want to limit the number of
especially
people?
It's annoying though. Like, why couldn't you have said? Like, what was the point of not saying?
Be like, it's gonna be part of the land. You don't have to give that much of a
not.
specific.
Yeah,
either.
you just said you're gonna be required to KYC for the land sale. Like, why couldn't they say that?
See,
right?
that part's that's just annoying.
Would people have
I
just
don't
gone
really see
in
why.
and made 20 KYCs in that case?
It's hard to find 20 people that are gonna let you KYC for them, right?
Yeah, it's still like botting isn't as easy. That
You gotta find 20 real
third
people that
comment
like want to
said
give
that.
you.
Yeah.
Weird
Gotta
decision.
find 20 real people.
Like,
Funny.
yeah, it was an odd decision. I don't really get it, but hey, here we are.
There's still so many unknowns related to this mint. Like, when are you getting your NFT, which is an open question.
Is it instant reveal?
Is it instant? Well, I don't think so, because there's some
not.
stuff in the testnet contract at least that has some funkiness with the reveal.
Was that
I wonder-
Dangy, was that the actual testnet contract, the one that they found the other day? Oh,
Honestly, this is financial advice. Don't trust any contract until it's on the official site, because there's going to be 1,000 fake contracts sent for this thing.
Like the
There's no
Needles
way
one.
to know. Yeah. Oh my God. There's no way to know. A Giga nerd in our Discord was talking about it and said it's a similar style to the other contracts, and it's very thorough, at least, as well. So there's I'd say my initial thinking was like, there's no way they wouldn't be that sloppy, but then that's pretty mid IQ to just think like they're testing it and they want to test it live, so they're testing it. That's it. So it's probably similar.
and it's the coda thing. Like, do you find out if you have a coda right away? Is it all? Is it 5,000 codas now, or is it all 10,000? Like, if it's all 10,000, like, that changes my perspective on how much you want to fire at this batch, right?
Yeah. I hope it's something cool. I hope they somehow reveal it in a cool way, that you have a coda that is almost, maybe like there's a second reveal or something. I don't know. That'd be sweet if they did it in a cool, like, creative, unique way, though.
I don't know if that's
Tony,
true.
I thought they had. I thought they had until 21 days to claim.
You
it.
have 21
Yes.
days.
They don't have, they don't have like any extra chances at a coda, do they?
We don't know. Like, do they get special land? Because there's some speculation that Bored Ape and Mutant Land was going to be more rare, or better spots or whatever. You're closer to the prime the prime locations, because Metaverse Land, you have to walk for 2 hours to get there.
I know
that's true. Like,
that's so
you
funny.
would think they have rarer land, higher percent chance of codas. Like, you would think they're going to have better land, because if not, wouldn't they just flood it to the ground? Also, mutants are getting the same thing at a quarter of the cost. Has that been
Do we
flooded?
know that though yet, right? Like, we
Mutants have honestly probably been the
best
the best investment, well, especially when they're at like 3 ETH.
Yeah.
I mean, they were right around mint price for a while there during
Man,
the winter.
Yeah, you could have bought 10 of those and been rich.
We were
right?
yeah. We were saying we're like, it's too many of these. They just didn't move for so long.
Oh, dude, that was such a grueling hold. I don't know why, but it was like the high mint price because I don't think most like they kind of started like the high Dutch auction mint price, other than maybe art blocks. But for like PFPs, they kind of did. I mean, 3 ETH. That was, I mean, that was probably my first investment. That was, I bought 4 of them, so it was like a significant amount invested rather than just minting for peanuts and then the run-ups happened. So that one you had a little bit more invested, so it was definitely a harder hold.
They were also a lock at 3, which was also crazy.
Jesus. Already I'm wavering on my initial take, which was I'm just gonna sit this one out. I can't. Like Ape is expensive. I'm just not gonna buy.
You KYC. What are you doing?
That is the
okay, so we're pausing. You told me to yell at you last time you wuss out on something like Moonbirds. This is your Moonbird again, right? Like this is your
okay, fine.
This is your
Selling
like if you want
Ape
someone to
is
kick
the
you in the
wrong place,
ass
you
to
have
mint
KYC.
something, like I think that people's problems with not wanting to mint this is the whole like logistics of like it's not fun, right? Like it's you're pumping ape holders 8 bags, you're buying into the Yuga Labs ecosystem where like you see everyone else getting rich, so it's a little bit of like I hate that part of it. So like it's hard to want to like change that narrative that you have built internally.
Okay, how much ape my market buying right now? What do I have to buy? We're saying 300, 600?
Well, we don't know.
I
We
mean,
think it's
you
probably.
want-
I would assume it's going to be around 300 a mint, right?
I would, yeah. I mean, I would try it if I was buying right now. I would decide how many I wanted, the likely ending Dutch price, add like what 25% to that or something like that, and then just buy that ETH amount in Ape and just pray to God that you bought enough.
What if it's on an Avalanche subnet and Ape is the gas?
They said you need ETH for gas. They said so. We're assuming it's on Ethmain.
Damn.
But like I don't know. Like
yeah.
I think if you like you're someone in your situation, Dangy, and you don't at least mint a couple, you're probably missing out. I think like it's worth the risk. Like I think the downside of these, even if you get a common one, like I can't see people like there's going to be defenders, right? Like there's going to be defenders.
Yeah, how are you going to lose money on this?
Yeah, like you might lose a little bit maybe just because the supply is so big, but like people are going to defend it. You're going to have a chance to make money again, I guarantee, within the first 48 hours. Long term, I'm not going to speak to that, but like the rarity lotto is probably worth it. The Coda lotto is probably worth it. Like I can understand people not wanting to spend 2 ETH on it if you don't have that kind of bankroll. Like Dangy, I know you do. I think you're going to regret not minting this.
The downside
Here's what
is you
kills
have
me.
to hold it for a while. That's until like the game starts. That's the most downside here, I think.
Yeah,
Why?
but I wouldn't do that.
What?
I'm not holding it. I'm flipping it.
Don't
But I'm
hold
saying
it.
that's the downside.
Yeah,
Downside isn't it going to
Don't do
zero.
that.
The downside is
Yeah.
it goes and just sits at like half an ETH for the next 6 months. I think
Yeah, we're
that's
not
the
holding it
downside.
till it gets down that low, right? Like,
100,000 supply is just going to be insane, especially if there is no like reveal to it.
that's the problem.
Like, what if
Friends
it's
is at
literally
1
like,
ETH
what if it's like
50,000
Treeverse and it's
supply.
literally just the same plots like showing up? Do we know that it's like there's going to be traits to it and stuff?
Yeah, there will be for sure.
Okay.
Like, it won't just be like it won't be like Treeverse and they're all the same. Like I think these are gonna have unique traits, like different resources you can mine. Like I think of it kind of as like NFT worlds. Like I'm assuming that's what it's gonna be like. But as Lou's point, like V Friends Series 2 is at what 55,000 supply at 1 ETH floor. Like, come on, like these are gonna be at least that, right? Like even the supply is scary, but like. I don't know. Like it doesn't feel short term within the next like 10 days after mint that you're going to lose a drastic amount of money that doesn't make it at least worth the risk, right?
Yeah.
What are
They already
NFT
have
worlds at
40,000.
now?
40,000 NFTs that have a floor of 15 amongst all 40,000 of those already.
That's so crazy. Ooh, I like this take. Some game theory. If this runs and becomes your liquidity suck, you want some as a hedge to your other bags. Yeah.
Exactly.
I like that take actually a lot.
Yeah.
That really speaks to my mid IQ of hedging and
That
reducing
is like,
downside.
yeah.
Oh.
I almost find like that's what the NFT market's like lately though, is like it's And if like all your ETH gets directed to other projects, your current bags go down. You're trying to make a gain on this new project because your other bag went down. It's like we're all trading around the same like pool of money almost. Like I'll use Moonbirds as an example. Like Moonbirds went down because A-Plan's coming out. Oh, I gotta hope I make a win on A-Plan to get that loss back. Like it's just.
But then you buy more Moonbirds, and then you sell when they go up, and then you buy the next thing. Yeah,
beans. Then the money rotates into the beans.
Yeah, it's just so bad right now that way. I find it's like a constant like game of hot potato. I'm just hoping I'm not the guy holding the bag at the end of the day.
That's that's the whole game. If Coinbase had an ETH ape pair, I would own ape right now. But it's USD, and I can't touch that USD. We're gonna do on-chain transactions.
Tax man.
Damn it. Not the tax man. It's just my pots of money, my little pots of money that I have. Self-budgeting.
Dip into stables, right?
No, it feels bad to spend. I did the math and like, oh, it's $12,000 on this ape coin. What the hell am I doing? Oh, 4 ETH? Sure, great. Bye. Stupid. Has the NFT market in general forgotten about the Bored Ape Yacht Club Instagram hack from today already?
That was like days ago. I feel like
it does feel like days ago.
But it's the same project, and we're like, if the same project. Otherwise, it's like, hey, give me more money, and also, oops, we put a scam link on Instagram. Like that would be the story. It was like, do we trust him with our funds? No. Now we're just like, sure, I'll pay you my fake internet money.
I think apes getting stolen such like us like happens so often that people don't care, even if it's from the Bored Ape Instagram.
Well, like, apparently they're like giving people more money. Like they're paying people off that lost the apes.
I'm sure they would.
Like above floor.
Make them happy.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
There weren't that many
especially
of them.
Because it's their fault.
I was gonna say there's that tweet from Moon Overlord who said that there was like 100 of them that got stolen, but it was only like four apes, 6 mutants, and 3 kennels, I think, and maybe some other like blue chips, but which is obviously not great, but definitely not like at the scale that I think some people thought it was. There was some weird flash loans and stuff going on. I know.
Like I feel bad. So I feel bad for the people that got hacked, but like they should know better by now. Like you like honestly, like even if it was from the Bored Ape Discord, like if you're owning an asset that expensive, you should know better by now. Like they already said the land sale was on Saturday, right? Like you didn't seem to question that link. Like you're dumb. You probably deserve to lose your ape at that point.
Right. You should be checked in at least.
That's it. I agree. It is actually their fault.
Yeah, I mean, why would you have your ape in a wallet that you're clicking Instagram links with and like interacting with? It's just so boneheaded, stupid. It's not even funny.
Well, the fact that you took the link off the Instagram and you didn't go to their Discord first to verify that they post that as an announcement. You think they're just announcing it at Instagram? Like
I didn't even know they had an Instagram.
Exactly.
That big project too.
Who follows? Like who's getting their information or following? Weird.
What is Yuga and or Bored Ape Yacht Club? What are they doing to educate their holders? Are they focused on security at all? Like are they helping with this? Like
it doesn't really seem like it.
They're using examples.
Yeah, actually, if you go into their Discord, they have a lot of stuff around that now. So like if you join the Discord and try to verify yourself, they basically say like, do you have your ape on a hardware wallet? No, you should, you dummy. Like you know what I mean? Like there's a bunch of questions you have to answer. So like at least they're trying to do that a little bit. I'll give them that kind of credit.
Yeah, that's a great step. I haven't seen that in other Discords when you try to collab land with your assets, no matter how high floor of it is. I think it's a great method for sure. Okay, that answers that question for me. But it's better than I thought they would be doing.
Yeah, they ask a bunch of questions. Like, don't answer DMs. Like, you know, if you're going to use our selling marketplace feature, like you have to have all these steps done, kind of thing. Anyway, yeah.
If I were them, I would be doing like tutorial videos on YouTube or something, putting out like something to make it seem like they like. It's just it happens so often I think it would just look good. It'd be a good look for them to like put out a tutorial vid or like these constant reminders and stuff like on their Twitter, that like, hey, we're trying to fix this issue because it's definitely an issue. But
For sure.
They're
I
doing it
think you're
normally.
totally right, Trey, that it'd be great PR to put that forth. And then
just that.
you have some great evergreen content. Board Ape Yacht Club. We're good
Yep.
for the whole Web3 community. We
Yeah.
believe in self-custodying your assets, and here's a way to keep that a reality, yada, yada, yada.
And have it be
I
like
think
an
it's really
ape
smart.
animation or something like that. Like that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Iris.
And use Babs' old ape as don't be a dumb ape. I have a mustard stain, and that's the
Don't
idiot
be
who
a
gets their
dumb
ape
ape.
stolen.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Speaking of marketplaces, Gem got bought.
Yeah.
Have we
Pour
seen
one out.
any numbers around that again? I know we've seen higher is a
think
number
it's
that I've seen,
I
but
think it's speculation at this point.
Jesus. So OpenSea bought Gem. Gem was basically the clubngmi branded favorite marketplace to go buy and sell and list your NFTs. So why I get why OpenSea would do it. I also get why Gem would do it. It's just kind of I'm sad. That's my only feeling.
It's
is I'm
just
sad.
disappointment, just straight disappointment. That's it. I mean, it's like the worst Web3 brand or like company that we all like hate and look at as a villain. And like Gem was just this like, holy shit, where did you guys come from? You're amazing. Like you just ship left and right, and there's nothing ever wrong with your site, and like the user experience is just amazing. Everybody's hoping for a coin, and then it's just like definitely feels like we got rugged for sure. But I see it from both sides for sure too. I can't really blame anyone.
I just wanted that token drop. Like, I feel like we're due for a good token drop, and we haven't had one.
Ben,
in a
I
while.
know.
Get out of here with Ben.
Did anyone
How are
do
we,
Ben?
dude? We are so greedy. We haven't had a token airdrop in a while, as if like Ape and ENS and SOS
Webmath.
and all these like coins just airdropped us 5 figures out of nowhere.
I looked at Ben and it was I think I would get the max on my main wallet and it was like 0.08 ETH. I'm like, nah,
It's not even worth
I don't even want $100. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay, but that happened with what if it becomes like a meme coin? That happened with what was it? SOS, I think. Everyone was like I remember checking SOS and it being like 0.08 or 0.05 or something, and I was like, and then the next day it was like just moonshotting, and I was like, well, I'm gonna claim now, obviously. So
Oh, baby.
I think optimism.
Yeah.
Is gonna be the next one.
We got a big bag of POW.
I don't
Yeah,
know
look at the
how,
POW.
but I just
Oh
I
man,
want that ecosystem to do well.
what was that at originally? As 0.25?
Oh, I dumped it
Wasn't
at
it
like
for a while?
0.35 or what did I dump it
No,
at? I
you dumped it
really
at
high.
like $2 because.
Oh
it
yeah,
was
no, it was like $10 or something. It was high, whatever it was.
It was
Yeah,
like
you
the
weren't in the
first
decimals.
minute.
decimals,
Liquidity.
Babs. You
Yeah.
weren't in the decimals, and Easy
No,
had to
yeah,
convince you
I
to.
couldn't remember what it was. I was too busy.
It was
hitting
multiple dollars.
I was too
yeah.
busy hitting the approve button to look at what the price actually was.
sick.
Using Dolce and Gabbana gas to try to sell your POW. So how do you? I view Gem as an aggregator. Now Gem is bought by OpenSea, so then it can't aggregate. Like they just said
They
like
are,
basically
is
just going to
what
shut down
OpenSea said.
the software, right? What'd you say,
Wait.
Lou?
OpenSea said it's going to
No way.
still be used in that way.
Yeah,
That
why
seems
would
weird
they?
to me though. Like,
Well,
why would
no,
they
no.
give competition to other marketplaces, right? Like,
Yeah.
unless they turn
Well-
off the
Well,
it's used as an
they-
aggregator for OpenSea. Like, you can buy this collection all in one transaction off of OpenSea, but not maybe looks rare next to Y2. I could see that.
And like Solana on the same as something.
Yeah, like you could buy, because right now, Gem, you can go and select, oh yeah, I want one Beans, one Gary V friend token, and you buy it in one transaction. Like, maybe you can do that through OpenSea, but I doubt you'd be able to buy through Looks Rare.
Maybe
still.
they want
Well-
the look of Gem also or something.
Yeah.
The aggregator. Well, you wouldn't pay a stupid amount of money for this or this NFT aggregator if you were just going to kill the product the very second you owned it, right? Like
Yeah.
taking off Looks Rare and X2Y2 would literally what's the point of even going on Gem then? Other than the interface.
Didn't Yuga Labs do that with Punks though?
punk. What?
Buy out
No.
your
Oh my
competitor.
god.
I'd kill the project,
okay.
right? Like,
Yeah,
no.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
but I think
if they're like the OpenSea killer, just buy them out.
I mean, yeah. That now
When-
if Gem was gonna put OpenSea out of business, which I wasn't really convinced that was gonna happen, at least not in the short to midterm. Like, I mean, they might as well buy Gem if you have the resources to do it, right? And then it sounds like Gem's just gonna operate still independently. It's owned by OpenSea. I don't know, like the truth.
Shout
of
out to
that.
Dom.
I kind of agree with you, Trey. Like, I don't think they'd buy
I
it just
love
to.
mine.
I'd be surprised if they just buy it just to kill it. Like, they must have saw some value in the product that they could use
Absolutely.
underneath their
Yeah.
umbrella, right?
Or the values in the engineers, because those engineers were
Maybe.
great. They were really good.
True.
They had a clean product. It worked when OpenSea's API worked. So then, hey, make our stuff work. Great.
Yeah.
And then maybe I could see there being a scenario where you're skimming some fees off the top of these transactions, and the user still gets a better experience and maybe cheaper transactions. I don't know.
Is OpenSea just accepting that there's going to be more marketplace competition in the future, though, and that an aggregator like this is going to be necessary? They might as well just get ahead of time rather than trying to build their own.
It's probably true because they know Coinbase NFTs
OpenSea's
coming,
not
right? Like,
yeah,
they
I
know,
mean, look at how
like,
many exchanges there are for coins and stuff. I know it's not the same in NFTs, and that OpenSea had a big head start. But I mean, 5 years from now, are there going to be more exchanges? Do you think? And if that's the case, then buying Gem is probably genius.
Anybody use Genie? I haven't used Genie in a while.
I tried
used
to
it
list stuff on
early,
it today, and it sucked. It was awful. It didn't work at all. I couldn't find. It said my wallet was empty, and everyone was saying I got rugged. It's like going to a gas station and having your credit card decline.
Oh, I wonder if it might. Do you have too many NFTs? Is that the problem, Trey?
That
Did you
might
just
have been it. I
overload
don't
poor
know.
Gem?
It wasn't loading anything. I tried hard refreshing and everything. Wouldn't work.
I need to learn to love Gem because the Genie sweeps and the Gem sweep. I need to learn to love Genie. The Gem sweeps and the Genie sweeps were great to see, so I want to keep it up. But Genie did post on Twitter. They posted their cash tag of Genie.
$sign.
Mm-hmm.
I assume just magic money from the sky, as long as you buy and sell over there.
That
hope.
could work. People could be very excited about
We
it.
love subtle hints like that. Are nice.
I love to govern my decks, my NFT aggregators.
Yes.
Love it. Last hot topic that I had that Trey had from our mini show prep. Proof. Ryan Carson is out as COO. Kevin Rose. I listened to most of the AMA or the chat that he did, the Twitter Spaces, and it's first of all, it's kind of weird that like this gigantic company now they hold official business calls, and it's through Twitter Spaces, and like that's where we would expect them to be. It just feels weird to me. It's not a press conference.
Apecoin did that today too.
Yeah, it's. I like it as like people like hoodies would be comfy just sitting on their couch. Like it's a cool vibe, but it still blows my mind that like, yeah, our COO is out. Here's his vesting. He actually gets this much because he's leaving on Wednesday, and we're killing his email. And Kevin, in my opinion, was very candid, which I liked, and pretty blunt while still being appropriate, I guess, based on Ryan's actions, and is excited to move forward, it seems, and build. So what takes do we have on the Ryan Carson saga?
Oh, man.
I'm as a bag holder, I'm pretty happy. I have lots of takes. Every time Kevin Rose speaks, it's just like music to my ears. Like you can just tell this guy, he knows.
Oh my god!
It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful music. He just knows how to talk. He knows
that one.
You can tell he's run successful businesses in the past. He knows what he's talking about. He's just really good speaker, and like I'm happy to have my bags in his hands. Like I don't know if there's anyone I'd rather have right now in the NFT space holding my bags.
Garga.
You know what I mean?
What'd you say?
Garga.eth.
Yeah, but they're not as out in the open. Like you don't know them, right? Like you
Yeah.
know they're anon personalities through Discord. Like that isn't enough for me. Like every time Kevin Rose is on a spaces, like you can tell the type of person he is and how smart he is, right? Just by the way he talks. Like even just fixing that Ryan situation that quickly, like would anyone else have done it that quickly, right? Like would anyone else have noticed the problem, fixed it the way he did, and like kind of squashed the FUD? Like I appreciate that the way he did it. Like, but basically, I don't think he could have done it much better considering what he was dealing with.
Yeah.
Well,
It
and
seems like he
Sunday
had
at
that
like midnight, he went on a Discord chat too. So he addressed it within his own community first, and then talked to Ryan and said, "Get out," and then went public. I think that was cool too. The way that he was dedicated enough to be like, "All right, midnight, I got to go hop on this Discord call to deal with this." Sorry, Lou, I cut you off.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that Ryan Carson kind of, in my assumption, is he already had a strike or two in the past, and this had the last like week or so. Like every one of his tweets were a little suspect in ways, and in my opinion, I think Kevin was already sort of debating this idea of like, is this a guy long term? Carson had always been the, oh, I want to buy in, but not if that guy is leading the project. That's always seemed to be what people had as FUD for the project. Because I mean, the whole story with him and the, what was it, Treehouse or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, he just seems like once a grifter, always a grifter is what now people are kind of saying. So people were very quick to take Kevin's side, and I think it saved the project how quickly he sort of moved on from it. And I think Wednesday, right? They're already saying is the switchover date, and
Correct.
Kevin's basically going full time in Proof and Moonbirds, and I think that's what people wanted to hear.
Yeah,
guys, I have breaking news. I've updated my charting. Here we go. We're ready to go.
This is the 1 second chart.
I was like, what is this?
It's actually 1 minute. I haven't paid up for the 1 second chart, which does exist on Coinbase, but we're here. Ape USD. Here we go. 1 minute.
I love it.
Oh my god.
I'm very interested to see what happens. And I kind of, as a bag holder, I don't really want to look backwards, but I'm curious as to like why he hired Ryan, because he even admitted, he's like, you don't really need a COO this early. I should have really done it. I guess the main reason was he was still working on True Ventures more, and so he wanted some more help with logistics. But moving forward, he's focusing almost full time on Proof and Moonbirds. That's Kevin focusing on that. So I guess you don't really need a COO to do stuff. We'll see what he ends up doing. It seemed like Ryan was almost like a community manager in a way, like what his responsibility was, who he was hiring, because he was hiring some analysts for Proof, which is a Discord only kind of feature for them, it seems like. So it'll be interesting to see how quickly Kevin can announce a new hire, if he's hiring anybody else, and then do stuff, because that's always the thing. Is we're currently in the hype cycle for Moonbirds, obviously, and now we're in a lull while apes take all of our money, and we'll see when the interest turns back into Kevin. I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah, I didn't follow the.
Oh, go ahead, Trey.
I was just gonna say I didn't follow the Twitter space. I think all three of you are in Moonbirds, but Lou's not. But I wasn't on the Twitter spaces or anything. I was just kind of following along. But I like saw some of the tweet threads and stuff, and I was like, how is he gonna get out of this one if he keeps this guy on as COO? Because it just him starting that, and I don't know the full story behind the fund or know exactly what it's gonna do and everything, but it was a bad look. Like it just didn't make sense. Yeah. And it didn't align with kind of what you said, Babs, of like, I've followed Kevin Rose. I listen to his podcast when I can, but he's definitely one of those guys when I listen to him, I'm like, yeah, this guy, as much as like everybody's hyping him up and everything, like the guy knows his shit. He's built Web2 companies. He's kind of like, it's the same kind of thing, but it's true. Like Bab said, I don't have Moonbirds, but I mean, I probably wouldn't want my bags in anybody else's hands at this point. Like, especially seeing the way he handled the Carson thing, like, quite impressive that got just like pretty much wiped under the rug after like 12 hours maybe of fun. It for other projects, I think that would have been a bigger issue.
I was gonna say, like, I don't know if you remember seeing like the Moonbird like pre-release like roadmap where they had basically like every day scheduled, like, oh, April 19th, the celebrities will start tweeting about it, and you know what I mean. Like, you gotta think that Kevin Rose had the next steps planned. Like, I think he's mindful, cognizant enough of planning ahead and kind of not having a month lull where nothing's happening. Like, I think, listening to him talk, seeing that like pre-Minch roadmap, like I think he's got more steps laid out, and he's always says, under promise, over deliver. Like I think stuff's coming. Like, obviously we have to get through all this ape
Look at
stuff.
that.
But,
Yeah.
Look at that.
And you know, Kevin, you love to see it.
Yeah.
You know Kevin's intentions too, which I don't think you can say for almost 99% of the builders or founders in this space. You're kind of always like, this could go bad at any second, because of the decisions that they make, whether it be with the community or the project or whatever. With him, I think you're pretty safe on that end of things, which is obviously reflected in the floor price of Moonbirds probably, and proof.
Babs, would you like to formally address your father about Zippergate?
I will never apologize for that. I will never apologize. I will. He also cheats at Wordle. Like, you guys are all defending him, and he cheats at Wordle, a game that you're supposed to just like be proud of, figuring out the words yourself. And he's a dirty cheater, and he doesn't even know what side zippers are on.
Hey, get an edge where you can.
What if he's just trying to keep his brain sharp, Babs?
Is there like a leaderboard or something?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What's the point of cheating though?
Because he always does it because you want him to feel good about how many guesses you get your word in, and you like brag to, like, he does it with my sisters and my mom, and he brags to them, but he gets it in 3 guesses or whatever.
Tony, there is no second best. Okay, there's no second best team. It's Kevin Rose and then a bunch of other people.
You got?
Why we don't have to dignify them with names. It's only Kevin. Kevin gets my rose. Okay, that's all we have here. All right, I think we should do our XG giveaway. Or, you know what? How are we going to do this for the people who are coping for Ape Land coming in until Saturday? God, that's forever away. What are people going to do? We mentioned the Ragnarok mint, which there's like one level of mint, and then the next day there's another level of mint, and the next day there's a public mint, which it's probably not going to get a public. It's very hyped. That's going to keep my attention at least for a little bit. It is another high cost mint. It's 0.77. At least for my level,
I thought, wasn't it, or not?
I think the public is Dutch, and it might be a refund deal. Okay. It's fairly complicated, so we'll see if they can.
Yeah, I haven't done my 50 hours. I was interested in it, but I'm worried about the Bored Ape Land, and I'm kind of just saving liquidity. But like, I'm interested in Ragnarok, but so if I haven't done my 50 hours though, so just spoon feed me if you can.
I'm sorry. The public is. I'll pull this up. The public is actually Wednesday, and then the whitelist sales are after that. So let me
That's
show
what
this.
I thought. So how many public are we looking at?
We are looking at 4,000 Ronin, starting at 0.77, dropping at 2.5 every 7 minutes. The guy likes sevens. And the pixel sale, which I'm a part of the pixel sale, is 2,900, and that'll be at the resting price at the fair auction. They're calling it a fair auction.
I like that. At least you're not getting a discount, right? I mean, for us, public
only
users,
600 people get a discount.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
So it's a low price. It's a low number to get a discount. And then next Monday at 7 CET, just pure chaos. It'll be a pure gas war. Bots will win. That'll be that.
What's the difference between Monday and Wednesday?
Dutch.
This is the public sale.
Yeah.
The Dutch part, yeah.
So, but the
So-
final sale is just the leftovers. Like you can do the
Yeah.
Wednesday public
Correct.
sale. The
Of
final
the
sale,
other
like,
3,500, whoever decides they didn't want to do it.
gotcha. So
Or-
there, yeah, okay,
Correct.
okay, that makes sense.
Have you all played the game at all?
No.
I did it once trying to do the whitelist thing, and
against
it was like I kind of gave up after because I knew it wasn't like just one thing you had to do. I assumed it was like you're gonna have to do this all the time, so I gave up.
Look, isn't this is revolutionary, guys?
So what do you do?
Trey, please don't ask that question again. I have no idea.
Actually, so like the art's not bad though. Like if it was just a game and it was just a stupid game, I would be a little less a little more bullish on it. But like the actual art that like people seem to like is not bad. Like the NFT
Pixel
part
art
of it.
is in right now.
No, but I think the NFT part looks kind of like almost Izuki Treeverse-ish a little bit, like the art.
Yeah.
Have you not seen it, Lou? You should go to their Instagram you should go to their Instagram account, click the link, connect your MetaMask.
You actually had me.
Where you're going.
You had me back.
You did. I thought you were actually like going there.
No, if you go to their Twitter, they had some pictures of like the actual like what the NFT will look like, not inside the game. It looks okay, like the art.
I'm trying to find some. Oh, here's some. No, I don't know if that's
You know what
the
else
artist.
is finally coming out this week that people probably completely forgot about and probably
Cooltopia?
not going to do well? Well, I mean, separate, but yes.
Here, I'll put
Those
it on the
imaginary
link if I
ones, those are Wednesday.
Oh,
Remember
really?
the
What?
balloon invisible friends? Yeah, they're doing that weird mint where it's a 0.2 ETH for whitelist, and then their public is going to be based off of what the current floor price is the next day. So it's going to be half of what the floor is the next day. So basically you're guaranteed when you mint, floor is going to be higher. So it's going to be an interesting mechanic, but I don't know if their timing is just so terrible with it being in the middle of that Yuga week.
I put an example in the chat, Dangy, if you want to bring it up.
Oh, thank you. We saw that with Antonym, which actually I wasn't looking for this, but I got an update on Antonym's floor price, and they are down bad.
How bad? I looked like
I think it's like
probably
0.2.
Oh yeah, I probably looked a couple weeks ago and I think it was 0.25. But
Oh, so it is more, it's less pixely.
yeah, like the actual NFT art part of it, like not inside the game, it looks okay.
Yeah.
Like yeah, it's like
Yeah, I like it.
Where's Anata at?
Like
Ooh,
the
it was
13.5
down
or
bad.
so.
Was it really? I haven't followed
Well,
it. Since I was gonna look today, but I forgot. But that just reminded me of it.
Didn't they get a ton of FUD?
what was the
About
fun?
something
on
The
the
art looked
Wait, didn't it? What did it end at?
5.1.
Oh my god!
5.2.
Something happened.
It's at
So
2.4.
Oh,
Holy
it's
shit!
down bad.
That's so bad. At what point At what point is MetaDrop like almost a bad brand?
It's over.
Or
For
it's those type
us,
of auctions.
For speculators, it's over.
Yeah. Those type of auctions.
speculators,
like-
it was never there. So like we've
Well,
never
was
made
it?
money on a
I mean,
MetaDrop, but-
Wazzies.
Well,
you could have made money on Wazzies, right? Like you had the chance.
Well, I got 5 the first day when you guys did, but then I bought 5 more. I
You had
think
to
2
really
days
like,
later.
get a rare.
Yeah,
fair.
and I didn't. Well, I kind of did. I definitely came out on Wassies, but it's close. But it definitely wasn't like a smash mint. That's for sure.
The thing with Anatas are like I tried the demo ahead of time, and it's just your face, so it looks very weird. Like your face moves, but not your arms or your body. And then I think it was Crypto Storm in our chat shared like a Fiverr artist who would do this for you for like $25, and it looks extremely similar.
I mean, I already have the
So-
ability to do it. I downloaded the thing with my amp. I don't know how to set it up with StreamYard though.
Yeah, it looks kind of bad. Yeah.
It was
Not
a cool,
Yeah, I don't-
it's a cool concept. I mean, they were the first to try it with
That was
NFTs, I
kinda
guess,
cool.
but maybe
The whole meta drop mechanics is brutal though, because all it does is create FOMO. It makes you overpay, and then there's not enough second guys because
Yeah.
anyone that wanted it at that price was gonna, especially the refund one.
Betting.
Like there was no risk if you wanted it for 5 ETH, you would have bid 8 and you get your money back. So like
Mhm.
it wasn't like competitive to try and get it. It just takes away all the margin. It gives us like we have no edge in those kind of drops anymore.
No.
It's the
We
combo
never
of,
did.
of crypto Twitter plus meta drop that this was a problem.
Well, crypto. I don't think I'm ever gonna mint a crypto
damn.
Twitter NFT again.
Absolutely not.
They're the
Zero
bear.
chance.
They're
They're
so
bad
bad.
at
They're
trading
terrible.
Well-
They're so fucking bad. It's so bad.
Bad news. I heard about Ragnarok through crypto Twitter, I believe.
Oh no!
That's how I first heard about
I
it.
hear about things through crypto Twitter, but I haven't seen
Red pump
Ragnarok
sounds-
like all, where it's like Tubbies or Wassies or I don't even know what the other crypto Twitter pumps have been, but
Well, they pumped
most of them
Miladies,
haven't
like,
been good. Miladies. I
The
missed
lady
that
was the
one
most
completely.
successful one.
I know, and I missed that one
Down
completely
again, isn't
somehow. Yeah, I was like, what
The one we
hell, dude? Shit. Oh well.
Oh God, Dick Enza's welcome back, first of all. And no, we haven't talked to Aku yet. That's a good point. We didn't
Just
there's not a lot
sad.
this week.
That's sad. I don't know if I want.
Is this the
Aki's
one that
up
locked
so
up
down,
32 million by accident?
Yeah, it's like 11,000 ETH or so, right? It was
The
locked.
shit that happens in this space, man. Like you just locked up 32 million on accident. Oops.
I saw that-
Forever. Well, it's
Just gone, right?
it became a trolley problem, which is what's really it's messed me up. Like thinking about like what should each actor have done. First, the team should have audited it better. The dev should have had someone look at it and audit their contract because there were 3 major issues with it. Dick Enza's one of us. But their floor is flying. Yeah, if you minted, you're doing great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Word
yeah.
He doesn't,
until the
he doesn't
Yuga
care that
man.
people. He doesn't care that the NFT founders
First time
lost.
Dick Enza?
Well, no, they
Uh,
like went up to 3, and then the Yuga announcement came out, and people were dumping their Akus like immediately. They were one that got hit by that announcement a lot.
Oh wow, they're at
Pretty good
like
volume.
2.5 right now.
2.5.
Yeah.
I mean, they got
Because me and
this is
Jao were
Michael Johnson,
looking
right?
at like 3.1. I was looking at one, and I didn't pull the trigger.
They-
I don't know. It's just
They look cool.
Yeah.
they're
I
not
like
that great as a
but-
PFP because it's not even that they're kind of zoomed out, which is one thing we were talking about earlier. Similar thing that cyber brokers had the issue with, but the issue with the Akus, you could zoom in on the helmet, but part of the rarity is the hand. And if you
Hmm.
don't see what's going on in the hand, like you have to zoom out that far. So it's not like the best as an actual PFP.
Which matters.
They're
I
cool
think.
though.
Like,
But that does matter. I'm just looking through some of them right now. I like them.
I saw that tweet about someone saying like, I didn't accomplish much in my life, but at least I didn't lock up $32 million in a contract. And anytime I'm having a down day, I just think about that because it makes me feel a little better.
Sad.
That's
Like, I just can't imagine being those devs. Like, how do you ever recover from that? Like,
Sad
Well,
because he also
Who do
does
you,
sound
like,
like
do you
a good
imagine
dude.
being the guy that realized it and being like, oh, guys?
You mean Hassan?
Yeah, that might have been it too.
Well, he was. That's all also interesting too. Like the whole thing is like a soap opera because Hassan was like, "DM, I need to message you. You've got a problem." And then Hassan later was like, "All right, never mind." Didn't he? I think he tweeted again like, "No, there's no problem. I was mistaken." But I think that was him just trying to get someone to not do the exploit. He was trying to be like, "Oh, you're right. Everything's fine," because it was too late and they weren't really fixing anything. But then what happened was the hacker basically locked up all the funds, said no one can get any funds. And then Mouse Dev said, no, you can. We're just going to spend the gas to go just disperse all this excess funds that people had from the Dutch auction. So they did that. But in doing so, locked up the team's funds forever. If this hacker that had them hostage, and everyone else in the world did nothing for 3 days, they could have gotten their money out. But now, never.
It's kind of
It's
crazy.
a classic. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad.
Is Mouse Dev just like the best dev out there or something? How come whenever there's an issue, call up Mouse Dev?
Yeah,
He seems to know a lot,
Yeah,
right? Like he seems to know quite
Yeah.
a bit. I think he's respected that way.
yeah.
He's definitely one of them. He behaves ethically. He's definitely a white hat, I'd say, in NFTs. And
A
yeah,
white
he's
hat,
just very
as
bright,
in
and
he-
He's a
he
pretty
can
young
articulate
guy
stuff
too,
well.
isn't he? Like I think he's a pretty
Yeah.
young guy, like really young. 22.
Probably.
Most
Like
of the
20,
devs are
yeah.
was it Andy or someone else that's at a big Web3 company recently said one of their most recent hires was like a 16-year-old kid, like full-time dev.
Which probably makes sense
like,
because
yeah.
like those kids grew up with it and like right, like
They learn it in school.
they learn
Yeah,
it
for
earlier.
sure.
And
I don't doubt.
Oh,
I don't doubt that
Yeah.
there's going to be more stories like that coming up.
As someone
next few years.
actively learning to code, it is literally learning another language. Literally.
Yeah.
So you learning a language when you're younger is easier. So if you have kids or you are a kid, learn how to code now. All right, I think it's time for this XG Infinite Objects giveaway. I don't even know what numbers I have. I have a couple XGs. I have at least one, maybe two.
I think I have a
But
low
we're gonna
number.
just do. We're gonna. Oh yeah, I think you do.
I have like 2 or 3.
We're gonna do just 1 to 20, and then whoever holds that NFT gets the Infinite Objects. They have to dox to XG though, so deal with it. Who's it gonna be? No sound. Where's the sound?
I hear it.
Oh, it's a low number.
Oh,
Four.
what?
4.
That's close. Let's see.
4. All right, so I will pass that over to XG. Shout out to XG, friend of the show, who did the visuals for us as well.
4 is BB Mello. Dude, can't miss. Dude just
Jeez.
can't miss right
Are
now.
you shitting me?
Does he need to win anymore? No.
No, he could easily buy an Infinite Objects with the net that he made off of his Moonbird sale.
He's like
You know what? I like how he was like
House-
sneaky about it. Didn't tell anyone he had one because he felt bad.
That's really why I didn't say anything.
He felt bad that he had a moonbird.
Well, I think the story was I'm gonna out him here. Sorry, Mel, but I think the story was that I heard was he maybe he multi-walleted, so he checked his first one and he was mad that he missed the raffle, and I think he said something like, "Oh, I missed, I'm out," and then someone reminded him that he entered it on a burner too.
Do not feel bad for that, man. Like, come on.
I think. Well, it's labeled as fiance's wallet, so I that's all that I know. It's his fiance's wallet.
Yeah, his fiance.
No,
forgot
no, it
to
wasn't his. It was his
sign up.
partner. It was his partner, like
Yeah.
Shan. Shan said that too, right?
I forgot.
Absolutely.
Good
Absolutely.
for him, man.
Well-
like, look, he made how much? He made 42 ETH or something like that.
Yeah,
I think was his sale or
22.69.
something like that. So a nice 120 grand unethical multi-wallet. Like, I mean, it's an
Shan,
easy decision.
Don't hate the player, hate the
like,
game.
yeah,
Yeah,
Shan was
like,
Shan was
come
thinking
on.
about doing it, and he's a project dev on like a popular project. Like, I think we're okay. We're not
Yeah,
going
I think you're
straight to
okay.
jail right away.
Yeah, it's not like he was
Well,
like cyber attacking it or something. Like,
I don't care what you all say. I think my chart bit is very funny. I find it very funny, at least. I don't know that
it
other people
moves
do.
enough that it's when it's zoomed in like this. Worth it.
I just don't know when
It's
to
just so
buy. I
stupid.
just want someone to give me financial advice on when to buy ApeCoin.
I thought we already talked
wait,
about
so
that.
how much do you have to actually, like, how much do you think, how many land plots do you actually think you could buy right now?
I want to buy 8 to 10.
You need
And but
25.
it depends on how much you have. Yeah, I mean, I would
probably want like 3,000.
I mean, I would DCA over the next.
Yeah, I'll probably just get a DCA.
I've just been DCA.
But I would definitely be
No.
buying some like right now, or like if you haven't already, I
I'm
would.
on this stupid
I
show,
would just
Trey.
like
I
my
can't.
first buy in. I don't know. Dangy did, didn't he?
I'm trying to focus.
No.
And I can't multitask. It's too confused. I'm not good at multitasking. My wife always gets mad at me when we're driving and she's talking to me and I'm barely listening because I'm like, I can't talk to you while I'm driving. I'm driving. Leave me alone.
You
See,
can't
that's
talk and
insane to me,
drive?
Babs. You can't
talk
and
and
drive?
I don't like to. It's too distracting. I don't like to focus on too many things at once. Yeah, I'm just not good at multitasking.
Are you?
Wow.
Do you listen to music when you drive, Babs? Or
Yeah,
you
you're not a
silent?
silent.
Listen to
You're not a
music.
silent driver.
Just
are you?
Kevin
I listen
Rose
to music, but
podcast.
that doesn't really bother me because I don't have to think what someone's talking to me about. You know what I mean? And like process what's going on. Like I just it's too distracting. I just like to be silent to my own.
No. You got to go the other way, Babs. You got to say, honey, I want to pay so much attention to the words that you're saying that I just need the undivided attention. I need to, and it's a whole body language thing. I want to be able to turn, and that's just not safe. So let's ride in silence, please. That's the move.
Oh my god.
Dang, you might be onto something.
Well, there you go. There's your dip. Buy it. Buy that dip.
Run.
Whoa.
Oh.
Big dip. Big old
Look at the
dip.
defenders, though.
I wonder if people like
See,
that
look how
bought.
much-
So I wonder if people that bought on Coinbase, which like is the majority of probably the holders, are just like crypto, like DeFi dudes that have wanted some ape. I wonder if those guys will dump because they have no interest in minting ape land and they assume it'll dump after. Do you think is that a thesis?
Yeah.
Right.
I think that thesis changes slightly now that they're
Locked
locking up the coins for a year. So I mean,
yeah, it probably doesn't matter. You're right. I'm just trying to talk it out. I'm trying to time I want to time the bottom if I can for over the next 4 days.
Well, what's like?
That's
the problem.
But that's
Babs.
the thing.
Like,
I
what's
think
the
it can
reason
keep
for ape to
going
go
up.
down?
So, yeah.
Just that. That's the only reason is all the like retail people that would never mint land think they should dump because it's going to go down after the land mint, right?
But why would they have bought it in the first place?
They bought it at $12 and now it's at $20. You saw a lot of sell pressure at the 20 spot. I think a lot of people have 20 in their mind.
Yeah, it's more like what Lou says. They're already up from when they would have bought, and they bought it as
like
basically a
Tony
meme coin, right? Like
he's like, oh, KYC, oh, we're gonna need this at some point. I'm not gonna KYC. Now that you have to KYC, he doesn't really have any use for ape. Might as well sell it, and then you can sell it for however much ETH buy on secondary if you want the land.
Dude, this could turn into like a meme coin and a utility coin though that you need for. So like I really think you should probably just like if you're gonna be DCAing in over the next few days, like I would probably get at least one buy-in at these levels, and then like if it dips more, you continue purchasing so that you can buy more land. So it's not like a complete waste if you buy at 1875 or whatever. Like you might as well
Justin
just
has a point though.
Yeah,
Justin has a point. I like this as a mid IQ take of like if the wallet limit is X and there's just a surplus, and because you have to be KYC'd, there's finite wallets, right?
Yeah, but if there's only your wallet, there's no chance it sells.
Okay, but they also know how many KYC'd people there are. So I guarantee they're doing the math on and building in some cushion too. It's like they're not going to have 100,000 KYC wallets and do 30, have it be exactly that same amount that they're going to give people per wallet. So like
they know how
I would be surprised.
I think
if
they're going to
do.
3.
That does feel low.
I would be surprised if it's not just a free for all at 100. If it's 100,000 supply, if it's less than that, then I could see a wallet limit.
I could see 20. I could see 20 max per wallet. I could see that.
They have to have some sort of max because there are ape holders who like. I don't think Dingling, since he's getting 100 of them free, I don't think he's gonna go in and get 100. But won't Pranksy just go in and buy 1,000 of these if he can? There still is the unfair side of it in that sense.
Yeah. I think there'll be some kind of limit.
I'd be surprised
if there wasn't some kind of limit.
But there's definitely like if you put a limit on it, now you're actually really limiting. Wallet limits don't actually limit anything with other projects because people can just make more wallets. This one you can't. So they got to be. I feel like they actually kind of have to be careful not to, limit it too much.
Oh yeah, it has to be at least 20, I think. Right?
Yeah, I feel like it can't be
Yeah,
3.
depending on how many people
Three is
KYC,
way
but
too low.
But even if
way
say
too
they did,
low.
even if they say they have like 50,000 wallets and they do 3 per, like that's probably not enough to sell out because not everyone's going to mint
No.
3. Not all those wallets are paying attention. Not all those wallets are going to want to buy land. Like people might have KYC just in case, right? Like they might be like, maybe Bored Apes releasing another 10,000 PFP project. I would mint that, but I don't really care about land, right? Like you gotta,
Dude,
you'd have to build so much cushion to that, right?
especially because Bored Ape is so mainstream now that they're attracting not just like crypto folk and not like, I think prior to me getting into crypto, like if I would have heard about something like this that could have potentially made me money, KYCing is not even a question. Like it didn't, the whole KYC being like this principle thing didn't really start to establish itself until I actually got into crypto. So like I guarantee there's plenty of pores that just straight were like, oh, I could potentially make money on this. Let's KYC because there's no loss. And then they see the mint price and they're like, I can't buy, 300 ape or 600 ape or whatever it actually costs.
Like
so
an
I think there's gonna be
exchange.
a significant amount of people that KYC and just can legitimately not afford it.
For sure.
I don't see a scenario where Yugo Labs is sending out 1099. I don't see that.
They would go straight to 0 after if they did that and got right, like they're.
And people who understand Web3 and were on the fence about KYCing, they're gonna send some ETH and some ape to this wallet, mint the stuff, and then move it right off the wallet immediately.
Yeah.
And they're just gonna have an ape wallet then, and it's just gonna be what it is. They'll keep them separate. This is please. This is not what it's. This is likely not what it's going to be for real. Who knows? But on the Rinkeby testnet contract, the max mint per transaction is 20, and the max mint per address was 45.
Okay.
So
per transaction, that makes sense. Put like a huge ass limit on it.
Yeah.
Have even like a small per transaction thing in there, but still allow people to really kind of go crazy because you're going to need those whales for this to sell out if it's at 100,000 supply, I think. But we'll see. It'll be fun to watch.
Goddamn. Now I'm talking myself into, I don't know. It's going to be hard.
I mean, Middle IQ is selling this news, I think.
Middle IQ is not minting at all.
Yeah,
Middle IQ is selling the news.
I have the ability to mint this. Sure. I'm not going to mint any. I think is Middle IQ personally.
Correct.
Yes.
But if you didn't KYC and you have ape, I think you sell ape.
You get a friend. You get a friend.
I would be if I already had,
or get a friend.
I think I would if I already had ape, I'd probably still be holding it.
Maybe that's why they'll do a limit of like 10 because the friend.
Yeah. Because like,
no, that's why they're gonna have it higher than 10.
I'm not minting 45. Like, let's be honest. So like, if someone asks me, I would mint for them, right? Like,
yeah.
I agree with that take as well.
I think they have to kind of toe a fine line here, where they're not limiting it too much, but also being conscious of people using friends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think we should go out on this. I have a closing video in honor of everything else except for Bored Ape Yacht Club. I didn't do a bit. It's an oldie but a goodie. Follow us on Twitter at clubngmi. Hit like, subscribe down below because then we can get more money out of you. We'll take ApeCoin once we hit 10,000 subscribers. So keep doing that. Then you can pay us an ape or Doge. I guess whatever Twitter will do.
Ape or
this
Jewel.
is
aren't you gonna show your hot dog hat?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Hot dog hat giveaway on a future stream.
Ooh.
I like Babs just throwing that out there, even though he definitely didn't get that or Dangy's permission.
Come on, I'll pay for the hat.
I love it. There you go.
I will happily pay for the hat, or you can even pick from a hat that we're not going to actually sell. We have some discards.
Ooh.
in honor of the rest of our bags that are not Bored Ape Yacht Club.
So the market cap is $2.168 trillion. And now the market... Oh! It went to zero! Yeah!